Okay. All right. So I've been having conversations with friends and some clients lately about the changes you need to make in your life if you want to be successful on an anti-candida diet. And people have said things like, I've been doing this, I've been living this way for too long. It's too late to change. I'm too old. If you've ever felt that way, then today I want to talk to you. Hi, everybody. I'm Ricki Heller from rickiheller.com, and I help people on restricted diets learn to love their food so that they can focus on healing and live their best lives in the process. So, when I was diagnosed with Candida for the second time, I remember thinking, this is just too hard, right? I had been living a certain way for over 40 years, and I just thought I'm not going to be able to implement all these changes in my life. It just seemed too hard. And so I totally understand the kind of frustration that some people feel when they start doing this. And I'm there with you. But I do want to tell you that if I could do it, you can do it. And the thing that we forget is that humans are actually incredibly, probably the most incredibly adaptable and resilient beings on the planet, except maybe for dogs, right? But they're dogs. But we forget how incredibly adaptable we are. And so oftentimes we wait until we're kind of forced into these changes before we realize that we're able to do them, when it would be so much easier if we just did them, right? But the fact is, we're wired to not want to change. So today I want to tell you, if you don't know my story, I'll tell you a little bit about my story, but I also want to share with you an email that I got recently that I just thought was incredibly inspiring. I'm just going to check my other computer and make sure there are no so I see somebody's on, and please do let me know in the comments if you can't hear me or if you have any comments or questions. So when I was diagnosed, I thought I was too old to make the changes. But the fact was, I was so ill that I really kind of forced myself to do it. And I will often say that Candida was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And this is why, because it allowed me to realize that I was capable of making those really, at the time for me, pretty major changes in my life, and then going on to live happily and comfortably with them. So I thought I probably wouldn't have been as successful at making the changes if I hadn't done it. And from there, what that allowed me to do was to create change in my life voluntarily, right? So, and let me tell you, it is so much easier when it's voluntary and when you make the decision beforehand and you're not kind of boxed into a corner because of illness and then you have to make it. And it allowed me to realize not only is change inevitable, I mean, I think that's part of life, but the kind of personal growth and just growth and expansion in my life that I've experienced because of that one change with Candida has truly been remarkable. I mean, at the age of 50, to leave my lifelong career, it was the only really job I'd ever had, and start a new business that I love. It allowed me to continue to travel and do all kinds of things that I never would have been able to do or thought I would have been able to do beforehand if I hadn't experienced some of those major changes around Candida and healing my body and learning to live in a new way that had been completely foreign to me before that, right? So, there you go. So I think that is really, really incredible. And I want to share with you something um, from someone who was in one of my programs. And if you think you're too old to change, this woman, Carol, when she came to me, she was 74 years old. And I remember we have a private Facebook group for our programs. And she told me, I've never been on Facebook. I don't know how to use Facebook. She was really wary, but we walked her through it. She got on, and then she became one of the most participatory people in the group. I mean, she was in there all the time and chatting and helping people and giving advice. And after a couple of years, she felt that she had really gotten a grip on her Candida diet, her Candida lifestyle. She had made these incredible changes at the age of 74, and she was really feeling fantastic and ready to move on. So she left the program, she left the group, But she has stayed in touch, and we have email exchanges every now and again. So I wanted to just read you quickly a little something that I got from Carol a couple of months ago. She said, "I will be 78 in about 3 months, and I am doing very well, keeping up with friends who, in some cases, are much younger than I. You're reminding me again that I have very much to be thankful for." And I'm going to see if I can share my screen because I want to show you something that she sent to me. So I hope you guys can see that picture. This is a quilt that Carol made, and I'm just checking to see if you are able to see it. I hope you guys are able to see that. It doesn't look like it's coming through. So let me just see if I can somehow figure out how to share this with you. There we are. Okay, yeah. Okay, good. So this is a quilt that Carol made, and this is what she wrote on the bottom of the picture that she sent me. She said, "One more note. I finished this quilt top a couple of weeks ago. Once it's quilted and the binding is on, I will be doing a class at my friend's quilt shop on how to make it. She's had the pattern in her shop for several years, and no one else has had the guts to try it." It's the most fun project like this I've ever done. And if not for your help, I wouldn't have been able to. My thinking was so scrambled while I was so sick with candida. I never would have been able to do this if anything illustrates how well I'm doing. This does. So I am just so thrilled for her. And I just think that is a perfect testament to how much it's possible, how far it's possible to come, how much it's possible to change. She's going to be 78. So unless you're more than 78 and you're thinking, I'm too old to change, you are not too old to change or make the changes in your life that are really going to create a huge move forward in your health and in your well-being and in your ability to live life to the fullest. That's something she never would have tried even 2 years before. And that's what I was saying about me, that there are things in my life now that I just do, or that I think, instead of thinking, oh no, I'm too scared, or oh no, that's going to be too hard, I think, wow, that sounds like fun, or that sounds exciting. Again, never would have done that before. So if you're thinking that you need to make the leap and you're just afraid, just remember that I could do it. Carol did it. So many of my clients have done it. And you are never too old to change. So I hope that's helpful. If you're thinking about this and you're looking for some more in-depth help on how you can make the changes that you need to make to stick with your candida diet, I would love to invite you to my upcoming free masterclass. It's called the 5 Steps to Stick with It While Clearing Candida, so you can love your food, reclaim your health, and never slip up again. So as you know, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've put together the steps that, in looking back at how I did it, the steps that led to where I am today. And I think really all those steps were necessary to get to the point where I can live without ever worrying that I'm going to slip up on my candida diet again. So I hope you'll join me. It is next Thursday, September 19th at 8 p.m. EST. To sign up for the class is totally free. Just go to rickiheller.com/stick with it. That's all one word, stick with it. I will put a link in the comments as well. And I really hope to see you there. And I hope it is helpful for you, just as I hope this was helpful for you today. So let me know what you think and what kind of challenges you've had. If there's been any challenge around thinking that maybe you're too stuck in your ways, or you're too old, or it's too late, or too hard to change, let me know in the comments and I will answer all of them. I'm going to just quickly check if there's anything there right now. I'm actually looking at my other computer screen behind there. I don't see anything. So as you know, I always come back. I will answer your questions and respond to your comments. So I hope that was a lovely way for you to head off onto the weekend with some positive motivation, and it will allow you to stick with it right through again until Monday. Okay, everybody, have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.